And hello, everybody. I am but a block of blue on your screen currently, as we've been seeing so many different types of, what's the word I'm looking for? That's one, technical difficulties here at Sabotage and DM, as usual. So give me 1 second as I try and sort this shite out and return as a person, hopefully. Any luck?
Oh, you're back on our screen.
Okay, there we go. So
Hello.
hello there. Yeah, sorry about everybody. We were late coming in today. Streamlabs decided that they just didn't want to have our business today. So we had a few problems trying to get in. We're now here. So my deepest apologies. And now I'm ginormous. This is great. This is exactly how I like to start my day. Do you know what I mean? We also trying to experiment with a new system. It didn't work, so we decided to go back to our old system. So welcome to Sabotage DM here for our side quest missions of Oshi's Revenge, which is one of 2 side quests that we run on a Monday to hopefully return us to the longest running Dragon Heist series of all time, and we return to see if we can actually get some eyes and get some money and run away nice and rich and stuff. Fingers crossed. You never know. So, I really delighted to be here today. I was just saying to the guys today, I am so happy that a really good friend of ours has followed us on Twitch. So the Dreaded Deep GM, who is somebody that I think I've taken a lot of inspiration from and actually really adore them as a human, and they have followed us. That makes me really, 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 really happy. So I wanted to say thank you so much to Dreaded GM. If you would like to go over and see them, we can go do a nice little shout out for them. They are brilliant. They're from the other side of the world, and they just run these beautiful stories and also do a lot of charity work. And I love them very, very dearly. So go check them out. I'm just gonna pop them in now. There we go. Yeah, go check them out, please, and send them loads of love from me. Lovely. On the point of saying about like, oh, we're not doing anything at the moment. All right, fine. And the types of following, if you are here and you'd like to give us a little follow, I'd really, really appreciate it. That would be fantastic. We're only 29, is that correct? Yeah, 19 away from our number that we need for 550 that we've been achingly trying to get for a long time. So it would be really nice if you could. If you're in the background and you're lurking, I'm really, really happy for you to lurk. But if you want to have a chat, we are here. Do say hi. We're quite nice. And it'll be really lovely. And if you are so inclined, do give us a sub. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a subscribe, give us a like, give us a little comment on there. That'll be really appreciated as well. It helps the views. But yes, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. Also want to say thank you to GB Daz, our wonderful moderator, who's doing so much work for us at the moment, and I really, really appreciate it. Thanks, mate. Mwah. Love ya.
Love Daz.
Love Daz. So if you are in the chat, do give some love to Daz. That would be fantastic. And also, I just want to say I love you guys as well. There's so much love starting. I think it's because I know that this is such like a brutal, like death fest of.
You're gonna kill us all.
Yeah. No. Maybe.
Gonna kill us most.
Just you. Just you, Dan. I think you're the one person that I have. No, actually, have I killed you before? I think.
Yes.
No. Oh, yes. Yeah, I think I did.
Fucking cannonballs.
Oh yeah, but we yeah. Oh yeah, but we kind of changed it, didn't we?
Let's not talk about Cannonball Gate.
So
Never
good.
played D&D when all of us are drunk. We'll just say.
Yeah,
we'll
that's.
say that.
I think that's a good way of putting it.
A long-running
The
campaign
perfect
where
time.
we cared about the characters so much. We got very drunk, did some rules on the fly, and a lot of us cried.
Yeah,
Oh no.
Yeah.
pretty much. It's pretty much how it went, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty much. In fairness, though, the most we worked it out. The only way that was a 1 1/4 million chance of happening. The thing happened.
Yeah.
And then we all cried.
Yeah. You're on the stats.
Yeah. Wow, never mind. Make up rules. You know, shit happens.
Make it up.
Make it up. But yeah, it was a brutal one, and I brought you back, and then you turned into a vampire, and that was your own fault.
That was my fault.
It wasn't a unicorn's fault. It was your own fault.
Fucking unicorns.
So we're going to continue on today with Oshi's revenge. Of course, the rest of the Mallrats are away over in the fire plane, and Oshi has been left in the city of Waterdeep and has decided to put a crew together to go and do a bit of revenge and stabby, kill of the Xanathar guild, pretty much like the mob or the mafia of this wonderful city. So I thought we'd probably pop around and see who this mob is. Not mob. This crew. There we go. That's more like it. Starting with Oshi Soto themselves. Gabby, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good, thanks.
Good.
I've been playing a new game on the Xbox. It's called Sniper 4 something. I don't really know. But
Sniper Elite.
Oh, okay. Has it not got 4 in it?
It's like the fourth one, yeah.
Sniper Elite. And yeah, just really like it. I tried Hitman because obviously Evie, our beloved Evie, talks about it all the time. Can't do it. There's not enough killing. It's very slow. It's very tactical. Yes. I don't care about picking up keys from places. I don't mind. I don't want to get in disguise. I want to shoot people in the head and watch their skulls, just blow apart, which is what I get from Sniper. So it's perfect. So I've had a good week, thanks.
Watching Gabs play Hitman is some of the funniest viewing experiences that anyone could have, because she tries to do it like a run and gun. Okay. And she just walks around just like breaking random people's necks that are like completely irrelevant to the actual assassination. It's great. She just came in, like kicked the shit out of some like cloakroom attendant. Poor woman's dead. Didn't even knock her out. Just
that one. Yeah. And then I was annoyed that I failed the mission.
Because you did it in front of this guy checking in his coat.
Yeah, but it killed him as well. And actually, I did get away with that bit. Yeah. Put them both in the cupboard. Those bits I like. Not me personally. The Oshi in me.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That's what I've been doing. Apart from that, I'm working. I haven't really been out of the house unless I'm sure you can tell. But
nice. Well, I think it's important to have a bit of like murder, death, kill, isn't it? Really, it's important. You gotta have it. I mean, I've been doing the opposite. I've been playing a wonderful game called Unraveled, which I've had so much fun playing. So me and the two little so sweet. And like me and Nat 20 have been playing that. We completed it yesterday. Had so much fun with it. It's so cute. So much love. Best concept.
There's a second one as well.
Yeah, that was what I was playing. The second one.
Right. Cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I thought it was such a lovely, beautiful, completely opposite to the Pink Mist. But it was. But just as horrific to see them fall into fire and like get killed and stuff. It's just really horrible. But I'm glad you've enjoyed yourself. That's nice. Yeah. Do you want to tell us a little bit about Oshi while you're there as well?
Oshi is a Yuan-Ti pureblood. She's 19 still, 20. She went to the Xanathar School of Unfortunate Children for only a few months before all hell broke loose, and then they moved to Black Star Lane and lived there for a little while. And now her and her friend/family. Some friends, some people she has to live with, live in Troll School Manor, and they've just opened their own bar. But then one of her mates got murdered, and then now she's out for revenge for the whole of the Assassin's Guild. And nothing runs deeper in Oshi's blood than revenge, so she's ready.
Yep, absolutely. And of course, you put together kind of a crew of, you've started with one crew of family.
Yeah.
And that's kind of opened up to, I would have to say, one of the craziest and weirdest and most scariest characters I've ever seen on this stream, which is Mr. Dan Berman and the kid, which was just like the most terrifying thing. It's like child's play, like a doll that just sort of comes in. I'm the kid, wanna play? You know? How you doing, Dan?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, thanks. I had a lot of fun last time we played. I had a lot of fun playing, and I had even more fun watching all of your reactions. It was a lot of fun. and I will say, Joe, that I intended this character to be one thing, and you went, let's make them a kid instead. So you kind of brought this on yourself, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that's true. I did, didn't I?
I went to the theatre this week. It was really fun. I went to go and see a play called Dirty Corset. by Bang Average Theatre Company, and it was so good. It was at the Soho. It was like a play within a play that was all restoration-y, but with loads of like modern inspiration. There was like it was very sort of episodic, very absurd, very sexual, and it was an absolute romp and a riot. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I highly recommend you go and see it. I think maybe their last show is
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, they've got one tomorrow, and then they've got a few shows at the Pleasance coming up as well. But I can't remember what day. But yes,
very nice.
Yeah, it's a three-hander. It's all kinds of like high-end. It's one of the you know those plays where you start watching something, you're like, this is really entertaining, but I don't know what it's about yet, but it's really fun. And then about a third of the way, and you're like, oh, and that's linked to, now I feel things. Oh no. It's one of them. Highly recommend. Lots of fun. Lots and lots of fun.
Well, I'm glad you got a bit of a culture fix. I mean, it is the best thing to go and see something. And yeah, I hit one last week, and it was just like, yeah, back in a room with people that are doing stuff. Yeah, it's a very, very lovely feeling. So I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, that's been my whole month, to be honest. I decided, seeing as I didn't have a job and I didn't have any guaranteed income, I'd spend as much money as I possibly could supporting the arts.
Nice.
So I ended up like going and seeing like 5 or 6 different things in January. It was great.
Nice. Well, tell us a little bit about the kid then, while you're talking about culture and nice things.
Okay, so the kid. What can you say about the kid? As he looks at the screen, he is a Hexblug mastermind rogue. He's got like a weird sort of, it's not so much a limp, it's more just like the entire sort of like small of his back just doesn't move. So he's like permanently sort of like crouched down. He's got this like permanently sneaky kind of pose. Was brought in to the job by Kiki. Is the ultimate hide in plain sight assassin, I guess. Excellent at manipulating people. Excellent at having very sticky fingers. And thanks to lots of wonderful conversations with all of our good friend Little Ricks, knows plenty about Oshi and the Black Star 4.
Yes, they do. Very creepily so as well. They're just terrifying. I don't like them.
I hadn't even planned that moment with the lantern last time, of just being like, here's all the Black Star 4 things.
I've got a doll that looks like you. Nice.
Oh, and the kid is currently has managed to achieve something that we would probably all like to do, which is be in 2 places at once. Most of the kid is currently with Kiki, but one of the kid's teeth currently resides in Rob's character's coat.
Yes. So I think if there's anything that, because there is something of Hexbloods, for those of you who are watching, want a bit of D&D education. So you're able to kind of pop bits of your body off, and then essentially use them to see things in people's pockets. So you can see little radar, so you can hear what's happening with other people.
Yeah,
so I'm guessing the others didn't know about. Nope. And I think that kind of increase, I think it's like a mile or something stupid, isn't it? It just goes forever.
I think it's 5 miles, because you used this on me in Dragon Wing, where you threw that guy off the end of the off the top of the aircraft, and then proceeded to chat to them as they were falling.
Yeah. Oh, good old Granny Grim. Yeah, good old. Love her very much. Well, that's cool. Well, yeah. So I love the Mastermind. I'm playing a Mastermind at the moment. I think it's a great class. I think it's a very underrated subclass of rogues, and I think it should be really, really fun to see what else you can do. But you're also going to be joining us next week as well for something else, because we, unfortunately, I mean, being that it's the Love Day next week, we decided, it's Love Day every day. We've done that already. We don't want to love today, but it's like that kind of like
love day.
Commercial Love Day. Yeah, I love you by how much I buy for you. But we're gonna do some killing instead. So We're going to do a little bit of TPK next week on Monday. If you want to come and join us, you can see it above us on the old ticker tape. So we have got 4 fantastic players from the Arcane Ward guys and some extra people over from Brighton. And they're going to take on the Elder Brain Dragon next week. So a little bit of sickness and death, I think, will come. All in the name of love.
Yeah.
Yes,
we're going to make it our elder bitch.
You hope. So that's Total Party Knockout 9. Fight 9 at the Elder Brain Dragon next week at 7 o'clock. And talking about like love and wonderment, it is the person that I kind of place along. You have like Barry White, and then you have Rob Thompson. How you doing, my friend?
I was not anticipating that kind of comparison. Hey. How are you all doing?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm well, thank you. News. Come on, Rob. Think of exciting things that you've done. Don't stare at the washing you hung up earlier. Think about other exciting things that you've done. Mark Rebier was moved till August. Gonna go see Mark Rebier with Gabs in August.
Yes.
Big fan of Mark Rebier. Finished Jedi Fallen Order. That was great. And I'm now playing a game called The Ascent, which is like the cyberpunk game that we actually wanted. And it's gorgeous. It's such a good looking game. Loads of fun. Little 2-stick shooter. Yeah, I think that's the crack with me. Yeah, and I hung up some washing earlier.
Right, perfect. So you're playing an old family friend of Oshi Stoker's. Can you tell us a little bit about Hush?
I can, of course. Hush is like if Thomas Shelby was in his 90s and was a hairless Sphinx cat with dark shadow magic powers. The more I'm speaking, the less like Thomas Shelby it actually is becoming. But if a Sphinx cat with dark magic powers had the accent of a 90-year-old Thomas Shelby, you'd find Hush, a retired assassin, used to live on a vineyard, was very close friends with Oshi's family, and has not seen her since she was a child, and has been called in to give a hand. Yeah.
Nice. That's lovely.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's such a wonderful character. I do love Hush quite a lot, actually. It's one of the only characters of yours I haven't really wanted to kill. You know?
That's funny. That's funny you say that. Yeah, I don't know what it is that I do. I think it's because usually I'm a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah, and this one you're really lovely in this one. I really, really like Hush. I think they're a wonderful person. I'll definitely have Hush over for dinner. Do you know what I mean? I reckon they'd have a right laugh at dinner.
Hush would have some stories to tell you, I bet.
Yep, exactly. So that's wonderful. Well, thanks for bringing on Hush, and we'll see how they get on earlier. But also, we have somebody here who's relatively new to the channel, who I'm really, really glad that we've managed to get on. So, Laura, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thanks, Jay. I'm doing well. Good. Yeah, except I just put my nice, handmade painted dice box into a slice of peanut butter toast. So that's how we've begun. It's only up from here.
It's all right.
I hope.
It's okay. It's okay. The peanut butter will bring luck, I'm sure.
Good. Yes. Or all my dice will stick to it.
Yeah. It's weighted dice now, mate. You've achieved the absolute best thing you can, except it's all weighted on 1. So that's kind of a problem.
Yeah. Natural 20s all night.
Or maybe you've got like the mix. You know how toast apparently when it falls, does it always land on its front or on its back? I can't remember which way it is now. But like the toast falling on the ground. Yeah. So maybe you get the same thing with your dice.
How do you define which is the toast's front and which is the toast back?
I know, right? It's like the back of your hand.
Is it the side that you put butter on?
Yeah, I think it's the side with topping on.
Yeah.
So toast doesn't actually have a front or back, but the person eating it decides which is the front or the back. So when you're making a sandwich with 2 pieces of toast and you put the top bit down, butter side first, are you putting the top? Is that the top of the toast that's buttered or the bottom of the toast?
It's interesting. I think it's the top.
These are the questions.
But then does the top and the bottom actually come from the order in which you eat it? So
See what happens if you flip it over? Yeah. See. These
3 years at uni, and 3 years at uni studying philosophy, and I never had this conversation. That degree was a waste of time.
Here you go.
Hung up some washing today, so I'm pretty much on par with most psychology professors, I think.
So good, so good. Well, I'm sorry, Laura. Yeah, so well, I'm glad that you're good. I'm sorry about your dice. I wonder if it's going to make some good things, because you are our clickety clack roller today, and you roll the clickety clack, which I really enjoy. The real deal. So I'm looking forward to hearing that beautiful sound. And you are playing Trixie. Do you want to tell us a little bit about Trixie?
I am, yeah. So Trixie is a changeling glamour bard. They used to run a kind of a brothel, but with an alternative bent, for sure. And has kind of retired from that life, but is still very much connected to everyone in the criminal underworld. Trixie's the person you go and see if you need to get connected to someone. Yeah. What do you want to know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we haven't quite seen you kind of bring out any of you've seen you do a little bit of bardish stuff, but we haven't seen you kind of unleash the power yet. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's coming. So that'd be quite exciting.
And Trixie knows Hush from way back, although they do not seem to be the best of friends.
Something happened there. I have no idea what it is. I reckon it's over money or a banana, one or the other. It's got to be between one of those two things.
I don't know what it is either. Gonna find out.
That's it. Improvisation. No planning here on Sabotage the DM. And philosophy degrees for D&D here on Sabotage the DM. Well, we kind of waffled on long enough. I know we went up late, but we've also kind of waffled for a while. So I think it'd be good if we kind of like jump in and play a bit of D&D.
I'm going to save my message for Evie for half time. That's when I'm going to do that. So someone remind me, because I'm going to forget.
All right. Alrighty. So I'm going to put some old music on. There's something that we like to do here at Sabotage is do a little bit of an opening, a bit of a montage. Kind of introduce what's going on, introduce kind of something of the past or present or future of these characters, and we'll just kind of like have a play from there and we'll start. All right. Do I need to do a recap? Do a recap?
Do a 10-word recap. I'll count.
Okay. So Oshi kills Kiss, finds Cat, finds other mate. Oh shit, the mate. Creepy
Trouble
kid.
ensues. Oh, great.
Creepy kid. Yeah. All right, we'll get in. Okay, here we go. So. A busy street in the dock wards. Large amounts of shoppers. People haggling over the price of tat. Bananas being sold on every corner. It's banana season here in Sabotage DM. As we see a child, very green-skinned, quite ill-looking, so the skin seems to be kind of like clinging to their chops. As we see them sort of looking around worryingly. As they walk forward with their limp, they seem to stretch out to the shoppers, mainly sort of targeting kind of more middle-aged mothers. And we hear the words, "Mama," on the wind. So you can see them sort of beginning to kind of find people. Somebody takes their hand and takes them round, as then sort of leads them around looking for Mother. as they come around to the kids' sort of chosen spot to meet Kiki. They come around the corner to find nothing but a blue jeweled bracelet on the ground. Suddenly the kid looks up at this woman, sort of pushes her away and runs over to the bracelet and picks it up. Looking around them, they just see the scuffle that ensued and a blade that lays on the ground that is marked with an eye. Cut to.
Grown-ups are so weird. All they do is talk, trying to tie each other in knots and score powerful points against each other, all whilst talking about absolutely nothing. It's enough to make me want to cave my head in. If only grown-ups could be as simple as this wrench. You know exactly where you are with a wrench. A simple and effective ally. Good for the soul. It's always the right tool for the job. You can use it to close things or open them up. A wrench will open anything up if enough force is applied. It'll never let you down. And sometimes you don't even need to use a wrench for it to be useful. You just need to leave it in the right place where the right someone can find it, with enough of the right someone else dripping off one of the ends. Cut to.
It's a fucking death sentence.
Lower your voice, hush. The children are asleep.
You made me promise when she was born to look out for her. That in your absence, I would raise her, guide her, and above all, keep her alive.
And I expect you to keep that promise.
Not, sir. You know more than anyone what the Castellantas are like. Sending her there
will offer her an education.
And what of Suatsa? Is she being offered the same kindness?
Suatsa will stay with us. She needs more time.
You're abandoning the girl. Look, let me raise her instead. She'll live with me. I'll educate her, teach her the ways of the guild.
With the greatest of respect, hush. I want her to grow up a Yuan-ti, not a tabaxi.
For fuck's sake, Nuatsa. Not, sir. I'm a bloody godfather.
Seth father.
Yes, Seth father. And I'm not about to let you put the girl in harm's way.
You do not have a choice in the matter, hush. I am her father. Alotsi and I believe this is what's best for her.
This is a foolish plan, and not what I'm going to be a part of. If I have no say in her well-being, then I want no title associated with it. Her death will be on your hands, not mine.
Lower your voice,
hush. Fuck you, Notza, you arrogant prick. Get out of my home. Fine.
Cut to.
A tall, slender human man in ragged clothing takes a seat at a quiet booth in the back of a tavern. An old dwarf is sat there. I'm going to need you to sort this out for me. They've gone too far. I need you to find her, and I need you to make it happen. Who am I finding? Oshi. An eye for an eye. She'll know what to do. I've been watching her. She's got potential. The human man slides a bag of coins across the table. She'll take care of it. An eye for an eye. The man gets up, walks out of the tavern, and as they walk down the dark street of night, starts to transform. Silver hair, long braided down their back, and tattoos appear on their neck. As you see Trixie walk away into the night, and you can see from her back just heaving sobs as she disappears into the darkness. Cut to.
The sour smell always felt like it burnt through her nostrils, and she knew her family experienced the same thing. She'd heard her dad roaring with laughter one evening after a mother had exclaimed, "Humans! They smell like piss!" Her father's rumbling laughs mixed with Hush's wheezing giggles would reverberate around the house. The laughs filled her icy little chest with tingles. She couldn't help but smirk and smile at the sound. Her mother was never as animated as the nights she would spend with Hush and her father. The house was never quite as full as joy. The sound seemed to rip her. This sound seemed to rip her from her sleep now, as she was dragged back to this time. She realised it wasn't laughter she heard, but it was a wheezing cough. As she looked over at the open door to see Hush slumped over and rasping, cigarette still between his fingers in one hand and his other hand banging against his thighs. "You ready?" he asked, as she stifled her smile, pushing down this sense of home and safety that she hadn't felt for so many years. Cut to.
We see this stinking, horrible dock in the south west of the city. A huge ship that is being used as an old tenement building. Those who do not know where to sleep. We see filled bathtubs that burns holes through its own lead. And then we see a small shack. And there is a woman. As she stands, she lets in very large, burly-looking men. Very strong, fast-looking women. Very wealthy, well-dressed persons. She brings them through into a room, and on a table there is an assortment of weapons. Some of the best weapons you've ever seen. As you see her giving them out, some of them gleam with some sort of magicness. Some seem dull and boring. As she hands them out, before she pulls back a rug in the centre of the room to reveal a trapdoor. Right, just pop these on your head. I see everyone place a bag over their head as they're led down towards the boats and off to somewhere else. Cake shops tend to be a place of joy. A place where you run after school to pick up a donut hole or to get a birthday cake. Or maybe to get a pasty, depending on what sort of cake shop it is. Is it a baker or is it a cake shop? Do they make sweets or just soda? But this particular shop in the Southern Ward looks a bit more rough. Or you could say professional, depends on how you look at it really. Could be adult cakes maybe. Just outside the swinging sign of an eye of the Orb Confectionery. Hot summer day, we see a woman with a hood that covers their eyes slightly. And a hairless cat that's starting to burn in the sun.
You never wrote back.
Pardon?
I sent you letters. And you're at school. You never wrote back.
We didn't get letters.
What?
We didn't get letters.
They were addressed to you. I sent them to the school.
That wouldn't have made much difference. They could have been addressed to anyone. We didn't get letters.
What was it like?
School?
Yeah.
Well, I left just before I was 9 years old. I spent 3 months there. I don't know how much you can get a gauge of a school in 3 months.
And why did you leave?
It wasn't for me.
I fucking told him.
Osh whispers under his breath.
Just like you, my dad used to say, the school of life. That's how I grew up.
Right.
Bing, 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 bing. As the door opens, as this child comes out with because it looks like a croissant, I suppose. As he bites into it, sort of the shards of pastry sort of fly into the wind and down the front of the mother looks down and goes, "Whoa, look at you, dirty bugger!" And she sort of swipes down and gets rid of all of the little particles of croissant. As they kind of just walk past you, you see the two of you just sort of watch them go. Return to your conversation.
Did you have a sweet tooth?
Not really. You?
I haven't got many teeth left to begin with.
I don't even know if I've ever seen you eat.
You're either eating or you're drinking.
You can't do both. I remember that.
Something your dad always used to say.
I always thought it was you.
What's your plan, Oshi? After all this?
After what?
All this revenge has been put to bed.
I'm actually the owner of a very well-respected bar, so probably go back and run that.
You could live with me if you want. Get
And
out to
kill rats.
Waterdeep.
Or you could come and live at the bar, the restaurant, the pub.
I fucking hate Waterdeep.
I could come and visit.
Anyway. That'd be nice. Let an old cat buy you a cake. Come on.
Let's see the two of you. Yeah, bing, 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 bing. As you walk in, you get that smell of icing sugar that when you kind of when somebody makes it in a bowl, it whips into some sort of small cloud that seems to get into your earlobes and into your nose and in between your toes. It gets everywhere. But that smell is the first thing that kind of hits you. That and browning butter melting away. The smell of sweetened yeast. And the sound of laughter. As you come into a small cake shop, there's a small counter with a very rare piece of glass that kind of shows the cakes themselves. Actually, these are not the cakes that you're used to seeing. You're used to seeing cakes made with experience and hands that are thrown on the plate and given out, and the joy and the beauty comes from when they're in the mouth. These are certainly giving the joy at the eye. As you see a number of different cakes along this kind of long walkway, you also smell a very unusual smell that you smelled over at Trixie's. You can smell coffee as well, which is it's probably the second time you smelt it. It's not a smell that especially this type of coffee anyway, it's not really the smell that you smell very often. Behind the counter, you can see there is I have my notes on this one. Sorry. You see that there is a dwarf. And she's sort of there with a long apron. But the apron has no dust on it whatsoever. It's very, very pristine. And you see a number of different cakes that are kind of lying across this table of delights. You see things you see what would be known as Mama Thorpe's succulent brownies. You can see the GP Daz cake. You can see like these different kind of beauties that are all across the side. And then you see the lady sort of stood there. Oh, 1 second, please, dear. And she sort of like, see her just sort of placing a single like dollop of cream on top of the cake. And turns it as it spins effortlessly just off the counter. As you see underneath it, this kind of sparkle of magic that kind of keeps it turning. How can I help you today? And welcome to Orb Confectionaries.
Thank you.
Brandy, snaps. Do you have them?
Oh, of course, one of my particular favourites. And she kind of goes over.
I'd say 2.
2 or by weight?
Just 2, thanks.
Of course. She goes over into this kind of large like jar. The jar sort of like is slightly greened. As you see, she turns her hand like this, and the top just spins underneath her hand, and then sucks up to it. And she kind of pours out these 2 very large, brittled brandy snaps. Will you be eating in, or would you like these to take out into the beautiful sunshine?
In.
She takes a plate. It's got a slightly floral cake plate. It has kind of like a small, sort of almost like a poppy in the center of the plate. Around the edges is kind of like beautiful rosettes. The other plate is completely different, however, and has a kind of an image of almost like a farm scene with like a cow, and there's somebody milking the cow, and in the distance the sun is setting, and that's kind of the second plate. There you are. Please take a seat. Just look around, you can see that there's these, like, you know, that like square red and white. What's it called? Gingham.
Gingham.
Yeah, you've got gingham tables all the way along, and as you sit down, you see this like pot and cups of tea just sort of swirl and then land on the plate, on the table. If you need anything else at all, I'll be here. Mm-hmm. She goes back to continuing to make cakes.
Tea. 2 cups.
You'll see that it's already on the table for you, sir.
Thanks. Sorry. Only got 1 good eye.
Do not worry, do not worry. As you go over to the table, the 2 chairs sort of scrape out slightly, and then they come underneath you as you sit down.
Can Hush do a perception check of the shop through the eye of a criminal or like an assassin, of a general layout and any sort of, is there possibly a back room? Is there anyone looking a bit shifty? What do the staff look like? You know, all these kind of things.
Yep, sure. Do you want to do a perception check? I did give you some inspiration for bringing in the letters, by the way. I thought that was lovely.
Oh, thank you. Nice. Okay. I'll use that inspiration now then.
What do we get?
21.
21. Very, very nice. I think you see that there looks like there is a back room. There's a door just next to the bar itself, and then behind the bar, there is another door. So it almost feels like there's 2 different ways you could possibly go. I think that you see as well, with a 21, you see that there's a very dusty looking cake. It just says orb cake underneath it when it's actually in the presentation. It looks very old and dusty. And there's also, it's like saccharine sweet in here. Like, it's too sweet.
Covering the smell of something. Hush kind of leans across the table and whispers in a kind of, or not whispers, but talks in a lower tone. Oh, by the way, also, DM, Joe, as DM, the information that we have been given is that this cake shop is somehow connected to the Xanathars.
Yeah. That's
Grant.
all you
And
know. You don't know.
We don't know what the
anything else.
connection is. Grant. But in terms of trying to get into the Xanathars, this was one lead to try and investigate coming here and seeing what was what with here.
Yep.
Gotcha. Cool.
See how old that cake is? Cakes don't usually gather dust.
Right. Neither do cats, but you're still here.
You leave anything out for long enough.
Should we order it?
I think we should.
That woman is so annoying now.
Fucking wreckhead. My uncle's daughter, you know.
Ash is going to pour himself a cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to leave it there. He's take a bite of his brandy snap.
It's shit.
Throw the rest on the table.
Oshi's is like stuck to her hand. She's never had a brandy snap before, and every time she tries to get it off one of her hands, it's sticking to the other one. So she's kind of just like passing it between her hands and like trying to. And this is like the most uncool she's ever looked in her life. And if she could go bright red, she would be. The scales don't allow, but she's very embarrassed.
And Hush will gesture over to the person behind the counter.
Yes, how can I help?
It's a lovely cake you have there on display.
And Hush points to the orb cake.
Oh, it's a beautiful cake.
I would like to inquire about buying it.
And how would you like that arranged?
Preferably with as much discretion as possible.
And she goes, and you notice that she goes behind and then comes back with a different orb cake and brings it over. You see that she sort of slightly covers it with another piece of gingham, and she sneaks over, kind of like, and she kind of plays it down and then looks around. Lips quietly. You see this little orb cake in front of you. I do hope you enjoy it. Giving a 21 from before, yeah. I think you recognise that she was waiting for a coded response when she asked her how you wanted it arranged, and you can see from the results that you did not answer correctly.
Right.
The only reason I'm giving you that is because the 21 is you saw like a slight moment of like of leaning in, do you know what I mean, to make it a little bit more private at that moment. It's those types of small details you would have picked up as a criminal.
Is there anywhere we could have this that's a little bit less public facing?
I'm afraid that as all is here is obviously the tea room itself, or behind my bar, and there's not really anywhere else you can go. Or you could go and enjoy it out in the street in the sunshine.
Thank you. I'll finish our tea.
So you kind of like lift out of this saccharine sweet cake shop over through the sunshine, flip through the air towards the castle ward. We see Trixie sort of walking down Dragon Road or Dragon Street, main kind of road of Waterdeep. Not really marching, but they're in that kind of like contemplation thought. I'd like you to kind of just give us some things that you're thinking about, Trixie, as you're walking along the road. We can see that there's lots of activity happening. It's like almost like a busy commuter day here. So there's like carts going past with produce. There's people shouting. There's kids running across the road. Like the sun is blaringly hot. It's like a really beautiful summer's day. And of course, you've just met Yagra from the Xanatharum over at the Yawning Portal.
Okay. Who gave us some tips on how to get in to like a route in, right?
Yeah, and they also asked you to get something for them.
Which was
they asked you to get hold of an eye, and bring it back to them. Mainly because of, I think they said that they had lost favour in Xanathar's guild since Manshoon had returned, and they were hoping that this would bring them back into the network.
Okay. Would Trixie know anything about this eye?
I don't think you would. You would see it more like a trinket or like something somebody wants. Like, you've done lots of retrieval jobs, I think, in the past. Or you've at least sent people off to do retrieval jobs. It could be, what's the word they use? There's a couple of games in which they use it. It's in Skyrim, it's there's a term for taking a really expensive item. I think it's called something like a grab. So it's sort of like a known entity of something. It could be useless to anyone except for the person who wants it.
Okay. Yeah, so as Trixie's walking, she's wondering about what this eye is, and how to get it. And thinking about this crew that she's found herself with. Can she trust them? And wondering what exactly Hush's problem is with her.
All right, let's do a history check. So what I'm going to try and do here is, if it's high enough, you'll start connecting dots. If it's low enough, you'll need to reveal to us something about some history that you're thinking about instead.
Okay. Come on, peanut butter. Nope. That is... my history's right. 14.
14. Okay, cool. Yeah. 14, I think... I don't think you can quite put it together with the 14. You have heard a lot of being said about the Neverember Enigma, and you remember them saying about the Neverember Enigma, but you have absolutely no idea how this eye connects to it in any way. I think when it comes to trust, you do think back to a past job, let's say 12 years ago, where you and Hush, something happened with you and Hush, and Hush was caught, and they didn't let you in, didn't tell the police about you or anyone thinking about you. That's the only thing you can think of, but then your mind does go to another moment. A moment in which the last time that you saw each other, and then you just hear, "Watch it!" as this cart goes past you, and you're sort of broken out of your memory. And you find yourself sort of stood in that kind of moment between the castle ward and the south ward, the southern ward, and you know that you kind of know where everybody is. You know that the kid and Kiki had gone off to there was a pub in the southern ward, wasn't it? It was the Cog and... Oh, what was it? It was a really good name for a pub as well, and I can't remember what it was called now. The Cog and Crank. There you go. Gone to the Cog and Crank to go and interview a guy that they thought, an engineer that worked with Xanathar. So you kind of know that they're there, and then you also know about where the other two are, which is the Orb Confectionaries. Well, there's also home as well over in the dock ward. So where do you think that you would start moving towards, or if there's anything else you'd like to do instead, to be honest?
I think I would head towards the Cog and Crank to find the kid and Kiki.
Okay. Well, I think you find yourself in the southern woods, so you're actually quite close. So you come around the corner, and let's do a quick perception check, actually. Let's do a quick perception. As you come into a large market square.
18 plus... perception, 17.
17, okay. I think as you walk past an alleyway, you just catch the glimpse of like a child sort of like sat on the ground, sort of looking down at the ground. You can see that, like, from the 17, you can see there's some sort of heavy bag that's hanging out from under their cloak. This looks like a bag of gold, and you have a feeling you know who this is.
Okay, so I'm gonna like duck into an alley and disguise myself before I go find the kid. So I'm gonna make myself look like a kind of quite bedraggled old man, big kind of straggly beard, and then I will approach the kid.
You say you do it stealthily, quietly.
Disguise myself stealthily.
Okay.
But then I will approach.
All right, let's do a stealth check. I want to see if
Okay.
I want to see if the kid recognizes you changing your shape, because I don't think they've seen you do this yet.
Natural 20.
Oh.
Peanut butter, yeah.
Yes, peanut butters. Oh, let me get some 20s in there.
Peanut butter 20 times.
Beautiful. So I think that you kind of like literally walk forward, and as you walk forward, you kind of just go past a piece of shadow, and then you come out the other side, and you just like, and you start walking towards the kid. Kid, what are you doing on the ground at the moment?
Can I just check, because my internet connection was in and out? I missed the events of your starting point. What happened?
Okay, so you were on a job, and you did the usual, the mummy con, and you came around the corner to meet Kiki, and they weren't there. And what was left was a blue bracelet. And that's all I'm going to give you, because everybody else knows something else. But if you look around, you'll find other bits and pieces around.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm guessing I'm seeing that, just sort of listlessly like moving the bracelet around and like looking around to see if I can find any clues of what's happened.
All right, let's do perception.
All right. Let's go.
Just to remind everybody that's in the chat, of course, you can always buy these guys some inspiration. You hang on and 5. You see an old man coming towards you.
Hello, child.
Do you want a rock cake? I've got loads.
Yes, thank you, young one.
What?
Trixie just takes like a big bite out of the rock cake, and is like,
"Can you do a con save for me?"
Oh no!
It's actually, you're very, very true. GP does. Everyone has some inspiration at the moment, so you can crack on if you want to use it.
Con save is 17.
Great.
Oh my con's not great.
You know, kid, you know how hard these rock toasts are, and they're just like biting through it like a soft piece of sourdough.
It's me, you little weirdo. What's going on? Where's Kiki?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
You lost her?
She lost me. I'm a kid.
Great.
We were doing a drop. I got the money, and all I found was this. Maybe she's losing her touch. And her looks.
Maybe.
Trixie.
And her looks. You cheeky little shit.
Trixie, you see the when he holds up the bracelet. This is a very, very personal item. Extremely personal item of Kiki's. Not something they would lose quite easily.
You didn't see what happened to her?
No, we were just told to meet here. And then this was all I found. Why, what is it?
She wouldn't have left this willingly.
You think something's happened?
Are there any like signs of a struggle or?
Right, let's do a perception check. And remind you, you do have that inspiration there if you want to use it.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, dirty 20s.
Save me inspo.
We love dirty 20s. Okay, so yeah, you see that there looks as if there's some like crates that had been smashed. You can see like in your trained eye as well. You see like a rubble sack that looks like it's slightly tipped over, and then you see something shining in the corner, just by a wall. You see something that looks like a hilt or something. As you kind of walk towards you see that it's a dagger. And on the dagger, at the bottom of the dagger, there is an eye, sort of in like the pommel. Is that the correct term?
Pommel.
Yes, thank you. In the pommel, you see that there's an eye inside of it.
Interesting. This mean anything to you?
Do we reckon the kid would know?
Do a history. I mean, I think you guys are all about the Xanathars right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is you'd go this probably would be, or you also think it could be known as the Watchers as well, kid, because you also know that part of their history as well. So you kind of those are the two that you would kind of place together.
Well, either the Watchers are back, and after what they did to Alphonse, spreading his face over a bell, I don't think that's very likely. Or Xanathar's got wind of what we're trying to do and is trying to pick us off one by one.
Well, then I think we'd better stick together, don't you?
Yeah.
I think as well,
okay.
kid, as well, I think if anybody in this crew would know about what the hell Oshi and the Black Staff Before are up to, it would be you.
Mm-hmm.
I think you know. Yeah, I'm actually going to say this now. I think you know about the Enigma. I think you know about all of these eyes. I think you know. I think you've been watching them for a while. And I think you know that this could also be the fact of them messing around with that. And it could also be that they've picked Kiki off. Like, there's loads of reasons. There's loads and loads of reasons in your mind.
Yeah, actually, I guess I don't even know why Oshi's come to us for the mission yet, do I?
No.
We've not been told.
You've been told that this is You have been told it's Xanathars, though, haven't you? Yeah, you've been because you were planning how to get into the. So you know it's Xanathars.
Yeah.
But you know that like the stuff that's happened with like with the Xantarim and the Xanathars. I think that you've been plying sweet little Ricks and his little gobby mouth like constantly.
Yeah, I think the kid is just like sat on a little crate and just like reaches into a pouch and pulls like a little flat red lolly out and just like takes off the edge and just sticks it in his mouth. He goes, no.
So creepy, man.
Well, this was bound to happen. They've been meddling with all the big families around here for weeks. Part of the game now.
The game. It's funny that we would find this now, given that, I went to see a friend and the subject of eyes came up. One in particular.
Which one?
I might have found us a way in, but they want some kind of eye as a trade. You know anything about these eyes?
I could get you an eye.
I think they were talking about one specific one. What's
Did they
the
tell you which one?
significance? What did they call it? DM?
They literally just called it an eye, I think. They just called it an eye.
If I
It
find
didn't
an eye,
If he actually, I will retcon it and say that they call it an eye of Golor.
Eye of Golor.
Yeah. I don't know if that's Dan laughing or the kid.
It's the kid.
Oh, creepy about that giggle.
The Eye of Golor.
Yeah.
They want you to go and get the Eye of Golor.
I think what they said was if I get it, they want it.
And you just said, yeah.
I said if I get it, they can have it.
Okay.
I didn't say I'd get it. Why?
This is going to be fun.
Has anyone ever told you you're fucking unsettling?
Oh. Sorry, I lost you all there.
Oh. I said, has anyone ever told you you're fucking unsettling?
So many people.
All right, kid.
I hope you get the eye.
You will?
Yeah.
Why?
Settle a score.
All right, what do you want to do, kid? We're going to look for Kiki? Or you want to find the others?
I don't... Kiki... She's boring. She went in there. She tried to, like... She was going to have sex with a dwarf, like, right in the corner of an alley next to me. Like that. You think I'm fucked up?
That's my girl.
Yeah. And so this twin beard guy, he was terrified. He was terrified of everything. He kept talking about this, like, Neelor, this person who you're only supposed to say in hushed tones because everyone's so scared of Neelor. I think, to be honest, I think Kiki's the lost cause. And also, much harder to find than the other two. I know exactly where the other two are.
That is true. To be honest, I reckon Kiki can look after herself. She's very resourceful. All right. You want to go get something better than them rock cakes then?
Yes.
Right, so we see the two of
Bakery.
you kind of walk out the alleyway into the market, and you sort of just, the two of you just sort of disappear into the crowd. Everybody come back to the shop. Bing, 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 bing. As the door opens, and Hush and Oshi are kind of on the way out. Are you staying in for a bit longer?
Can we stay in for a little bit longer?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
How busy is the shop? How
They're
many
quiet.
members of staff are there?
One member of staff.
Just the woman behind the counter.
Yep. Actually, I'll give you an. Actually, do I have a name written down? You know me with names. No, you just the one lady. Behind the bar, and there are like 8 tables, but you are the only ones in there.
Great. What is the lady doing right now?
She's piping a birthday cake.
Facing us or away from us?
Facing. She always wants to be attentive, like a good host.
Okay. Hush kind of leans in. He hasn't touched his tea yet. He leans forward to Oshi. We had our opportunity to get that cake. I think we've missed that opportunity to do it in a non-violent way. Do you reckon you could restrain someone and hold them down?
Normally, I would be so excited about this. But surely it's better to find the back door? Would you rather sneak or slice?
I'm thinking
That woman over there has all the information that we need. No, she's not going to part with that information unless her life is threatened. She's working for the Xanathars. So we need to prove to her that we're scarier than whoever she's answering to.
Oshi puts her hand in her pocket and she feels like 3 or 4 bottles of poison that she nicked from the took from the decimated Assassin's Guild. The only problem is I don't think she knows what any of these are.
Okay. I'll let you do a medicine check if you want to check and try and figure it out. See which one you
This is
think
going to
it
go
is.
badly, but I'll do it. I'll use my inspiration.
Okay.
She's kind of thinking really quickly. She also feels like massive pressure. It's almost hanging out with Hush is almost as overwhelming as hanging out with her dad. Like that need to like make him proud is like making her feel like she's 7 again, or whenever the last time she was that saw him. My roll 20 is just loading.
It's okay. Yeah, so you're sort of feeling around on the bottles. Are you going to take them out? Or are you going to try and hold them in the hand and feel them?
Yeah, do you think she could do it without the person piping the cake to you?
Okay, well, what we'll do is we'll do a sleight of hand and then we'll do the medicine. Do you see what I mean? So,
Yeah. 2 rolls? Oh my god.
you have no idea what these are. This is the thing. So you know that there is a number of different options because he did tell you that there is things that he's got.
Yeah.
That are like will murder, death, kill. Some that will like take the soul away. Some that'll make you sleep. Some that make you lose memory, as you've seen happen.
And has she still got any of that one?
No, you've used all that up. It's like one application.
And do you think there's any like truth? Did he talk about truth serums and stuff?
Roll high enough, and I'll roll it, and we'll figure it out.
Okay, sorry, my thing's not. It won't let me open my character sheet. Sorry.
That's okay. Don't worry. So I think that you're kind of feeling around and having a feel. You feel that you've got 4. They all feel like they have the same bottle. Or like sort of little test tubes. I think you can hear the lady sort of like humming under their breath. She's sort of like piping away.
We're going to have a very small window of opportunity. I'm going to need you to trip her up.
Okay.
And with that...
she's going to do... Wait,
no, go for it.
wait, I'm looking for poison. Right, she's going to do a sleight of hand first, without...
15. Oh. 15. I'm going to roll it. Because I think she is actually really, really perceptive, this lady.
Oh, no.
That's a nat 20, I'm afraid. And I've got everything on GM layer. Sorry about this. There you go. It is a nat 20. If you want to have a look on the stream, you'll see that it is a nat 20. Yes, you kind of like see, and sort of her eye just looks over at you and she looks directly at where your hands are, and then kind of looks back and goes, "If you want any brews, there's always a cup of tea."
And Oshi's noticed this, hasn't she?
I think so. Yeah, she's been very loud about it.
Okay, and on a scale of 1 to boiling, how hot is the tea?
You've been there a while, I think.
Okay.
I think it's like, it is Auntie Mabel cold. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sort of like lukewarm, got a little crust forming on the top. You can see like the movements of the tides on the sides of it with the tannins. You know, it's been there long enough to have somebody talk about something for way too long.
Okay, and then Oshi just looks at Horsh and says, "I'll trip her."
You'll trip her.
Joe, I would like to do a series of things.
Do you want me to do the trip first? Do you want me to go and get her?
Not just yet.
Okay.
Hush leans forward and goes, "You'll know when to do it." Now, a series of things. Thing the first. Hush reaches into his sleeve, pulls out a tiny bit of fleece, and just starts to run his fingers over it under the table. I would like to cast Minor Illusion. Is there towards the back of the cake shop? There like a window? Is it just wood? Like
It's just wood at the back.
Just wood.
You got like
But there
imagine
are-
like the main windows is here as you came in.
But is there like cakes and shit like that behind and things?
Yep, there's bits and pieces around.
Great. I would like to make the sound of like plates falling happen behind this woman.
Okay. Give me a second. Okay. So you make this kind of sound of like the rumbling? Is that the idea? Okay.
Just like a slip and like the sound of like something sliding off and a plate shattering on the floor.
Is it kind of like, yeah, so did it actually smash or is it just like the sound of it?
It's just the sound, just minor illusion, just to divert her attention behind her for a second.
So she turns to look behind her. Looks behind her. Sorry, I
Okay.
realised I walked away from the mic. I said that. She looks behind her.
Okay, great. Now, sequence, two things that I want to happen very quickly, if you'll allow me, which you may not, but here we go. The first, the cup of tea that is now lukewarm. He'll kind of do a gesture like this over the tea, shape water into a long and very sharp pointed icicle. He'll take that, and then with his other hand, as that sound and distraction, he'll utter words under his breath, and with the other hand, do another kind of arcane gesture as he casts Mage Hand to take that icicle and lift it as high towards the ceiling out of sight as possible. So now it sits right above the heads of
Do
Oshi.
you have anything that you could use your sorcery points for? Do you have anything like Quicken Spell or like, I think, is it Subtle Spell? Anything like that that's quite...
I see.
Because this is where it's going to help. I mean, I could also allow you just to burn spell slots to do it as well.
I don't have anything like Quicken Spell. I have Twin Spell, but that would usually mean I could do 2 targets for 1 target thing.
Yeah, I'll allow that. So
Yeah.
essentially what you're doing is I'm going to use it to get rid of a sorcery point as
Great.
you're sort of like you're casting the shape water and at the same time moving it with the mage hand. So sort of you're using the cantrip
Great.
to kind of shift it. So just burn that spell slot
Perfect.
and that sorcery point.
Great.
As it goes, and then she kind of turns around and looks towards you.
And Hush is just acting as if nothing happened. But his teacup is now empty. So they can have
Oshi's
another cup of tea.
Yeah, Oshi's filling her teacup.
Yeah, all right. Very well. She kind of like goes back. Yeah, you see her now. She's now seems to be doing something with one hand.
Great. That's okay. When she comes back over, strip her up, hold her on the floor.
Okay. ASMR here on Sabotage the DM. As she sort of like walks around to kind of come and clean up the tea that you've spilled. So she kind of like, so she's sort of mopping away, trying to clean that all up. She sort of stood up just on the table, not on the floor, because you already kind of spilt it on the table. So she's rubbing the table. Oh, you do have some clumsy fingers, don't you?
Sorry. It's rickets.
As she kind of looks towards you. And give me a second. I get a wisdom saving throw, please. She begins to whisper something.
Wisdom for me.
Yeah, a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, I'm going to use. Do I still have an inspiration?
Yeah, I gave you one extra earlier because I was being
great.
nice.
Okay, I'm going to use it here. My wisdom is not good. 18.
18. I think that might be enough. As you hear them just go, sort of like, you sit there, sit still, sit still, sit still. She tries to cast Hold Person on you. And with an 18, you say 18, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you kind of like begin to shake it off, and you sort of like look at her, and as you look at her, you see her bring her hand back as she then begins to kind of bring a spell forward. So let's roll into inspiration, please. I will let you have
initiative.
this. Yeah, into initiative, and Gabby, you'll be able to do your thing as a surprise, as the first action. Okay. I did not expect this to come through. Anyway, let's have a look. Let's go over to our trusty test site, and let's get you fighting a transmuter.
What is that? I don't think I can even spell that. Transmuter.
Right, let me get you guys in. You're really, everyone's really close together at this moment, right? Yeah, everybody's really, really close. Hang on, I'm just loading this up. And then let's get you guys in as well. Everybody at home, I will bring this over as soon as we've got everything ready. Bang, and characters. Oshi. Bang. Okay. Ooh, tiny Oshi. There we go.
Oh, no way.
Oh, do you remember these characters?
Yeah, another blank screen set on by some chaos.
Alrighty, so let's bring everybody over here. The transmuter is very, very all like literally like this, like you're all around the table, really, really close. So let's do some initiative and let's see what happens from here.
Oh, sorry, I rolled mine without clicking. I can't see. Oh, yes, I can see it.
Okay, 13 for the transmuter. Let's put 7 for Hush. Wow. Okay. Let's add you in as well. 7 and 23 from Oshi. Nice. Okay, Oshi, you're gonna have a surprise round. So you get to kind of act first, and then you'll get to have your normal round.
Okay, I think the thing that Oshi has done. How tall is this person?
I think they're about 5'4".
So
They're quite tall for a dwarf, actually. No, let's make them shorter. 5'1".
So Oshi's legs are longer, like quite a lot longer.
Yeah.
So what Oshi's done while she doesn't really know what's happened, but she's put her foot. So if this person stood here, she's put her foot with her big chunky boots on the other side of this person's legs, and she's going to pull her leg back to try and make this person fall prone.
Nice. All right, let's do a contested strength on that then, I think. Almost imagining this almost like a grapple, but it's not, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if you do either athletics, or let's do an athletics on your end and I'll do strength on mine.
Have I got another inspiration?
You do, yes.
Yes, can I use my inspiration, please?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks.
Oh, do you have another one? Oh, hang on, let me remember. Yes, Rob just used his, wasn't it? Oh no, did you use yours? Oh, I need to go back to the other screen. Hang on.
I don't know, maybe I've just really quickly got one.
No, you don't. You don't have one.
Okay, ready? Oh, sugar.
Okay, so you go to try and lift your leg up. Let me just get rid of Rob's one as well. 2 have been used, thank you. Yeah. Go to lift your leg up as she sort of like takes a step over it and sort of stumbles backwards a little bit. So I'm going to push her back, like 5 feet. But she does not fall. As we move through to the actual round, so now it's your turn.
Okay, Oshi is going to... Where is she compared to everybody? She's too far away. And how far away do you think the... No, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Oshi's going to move towards her and use... steady aim just if I'm using a thing.
I think it's on any attack, isn't it? Does it say range? I don't think it does say ranged. Can you pop it in the chat for us so we can have...
Yeah. Wait. Oh, so just press the button, yeah.
Yeah, so it should have like a little speech bubble next to it.
Thanks.
Okay, so as a bonus action, you give yourself advantage on your next attack roll. Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't have to be... but you can't move. If you haven't moved during this turn and you haven't used a bonus action, the speed is 0 into the end of your turn. So you give yourself advantage on any attack, but you can't move. You can't move.
Okay, and how big is this? Are we trying to kill this woman? I just don't know. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna walk towards her. 5. Like this. Okay, this is too much. And I'm gonna use my rapier.
Okay.
25.
Yeah, 25 hits.
For 5 piercing. And then Oshi is going to go move behind the counter where the cakes were.
Okay, cool. So she's going to have an opportunity attack.
Oh, wait. Wait. I wanted to use my advantage to go into disengage. I wanted to use my thingy for disengage, please.
Your bonus. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So your bonus, disengage, and then you move around the back of the counter.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, cool. So let's move you, let's say, over there. That's great.
Yeah, cool.
I really love these kind of like freeform like play that we have. There we are. Let's move you in so everyone can see where you are. All right, great. Perfect. All righty. So we did move round to the transmuter's turn. Oh God. Right. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, so good.
I just wanted to intimidate her. That was all.
Yeah. Yeah. So she oh, so many good things on her list. So she's going to take a step back, and then she is going to fire chromatic orb at you, Oshi.
What is that?
So she's going to do range attack, I believe. So it's 25 to hit you.
Oh yeah, it's
Okay, cool. And she is going to use a frost damage. So this is going to do at level 1 19 frost damage as it slams like this kind of like small orb of energy, like an ice cube, gets chucked across and like smacks into your head, giving you 19 damage.
Can I use my uncanny dodge and take half?
No, because that's to do with dexterity, isn't it? If you do a dexterity save.
So your reaction should be able to take.
That's evasion.
Take after.
Starting at 5th level, when attack is easy, and you can use my reaction.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I got them around the wrong way. Evasion is with the. It's... yeah,
I ain't
evasion.
lasting long.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it's the other way around. So evasion is with the dex save and the uncanny dodge. Yep. So absolutely, you can take half of them.
Which is 9.
Great. It would be 9.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, always run down.
Okay.
Great. And then she's going to move towards the door. Okay. So let's just zoom out so we can see that. There we go. Lovely. Alrighty, then it's going to move through to Hush.
Okay. As she's moving towards the door, is she looking like she's trying to leave?
She's going towards the door. You can use an insight if you want, but that will take an action.
Would take my turn. Right, gotcha. Now. This may be a creative use of a particular spell, but I'm gonna paint you a word picture.
Oh, please do, Rob. Please do.
And I'm gonna see whether you like it. Okay. Okay. What I would like to do is cast web, but not at our feet, but rather in a very Spider-Man style, stick to the wall.
Oh, you want to stick to the wall? You want her to stick to the wall?
I want her to stick to the wall. So the web fills a 20-foot cube from that point for the duration. Difficult terrain, lightly obscure their area. If they aren't anchored between two solid masses such as walls or trees, or layered across the floor, and the conjured web collapses on itself.
Okay.
If they're on a flat surface, they've got a depth of 5 feet.
Okay. So I'd say that you could get it across the floor and up the wall, but getting her to then stick there. Oh, fuck it. What is it? What sort of roll do you need? Is it a dex save? Is it a...
It is if they are restrained if they don't roll a dex save high enough.
Okay. Okay, cool. So as you kind of bring your hands up to do the spell, you see her hand come across like this, and she counterspells you.
Oh, bastard! Shouldn't have said I was doing anything. Ooh. Joe, just let me intimidate her. The narrative needs to continue.
She counterspells your spell, so you cancel that spell slot.
Right. Okay. Savage.
I would have allowed it to happen if she didn't have counterspell, but you had counterspell.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's my turn. Could I move with a bonus action? I'm going to use to move the icicle over her head. Can I drop it?
Yes, object interaction, I suppose. So how would we do this? I think it would be, to me, it sounds like a dex, doesn't it? It does sound like a dexy thing of like, oh, are you aiming it? I don't know. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm at this stage. I'm just gonna fucking kill her now because I can't kill her non-lethally, so I'm just gonna kill her because this whole situation has pissed me off. If I'm honest, I really do an idea. It's gone to shit.
All right,
now
let's
she's dead.
do an attack roll. Imagine it like a dagger. If it hits,
yeah.
Then we can do some fun things. But we'll roll it like a dagger because essentially it's a dagger of ice, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. And it takes 100 pounds of pressure per square inch for an object to pierce the skin. If that's on her head, then let's just take her brain out.
Science here on Sabotage the DM.
I'm worried about fucking like MI5 coming and checking my search history over the last couple of minutes because I've been Googling like icicles falling on people's heads, how much pressure is needed. Anyway, right, dagger, let's do this.
Okay.
26.
Oh, yeah, 26 hits. 26 hits for sure. So let's do the dagger damage. Dagger damage. 6. Okay, and speed is going to be halved from the ice.
Okay.
Which means that she can only move like 15 feet her next action, her next movement. So you've slowed her down for sure.
Okay, but it hasn't pierced her brain and killed her instantly, is what you're telling me.
No.
Oh,
If you got the old 20,
cool.
if you got the old 20 on that, I probably would have allowed it, but unfortunately not. Sorry, mate. All right, Oshi, you are behind the counter. You've got like a lump on your head the size of an egg.
Do you think in all the confusion of webs and counter spells and ice that Oshi could have hidden?
You can now use your bonus action to hide if you like.
Yeah, thank you.
Because you wear a counter, so I'll let you just sort of like hide behind the counter.
Yeah.
Mama Thorpe's here. Hey, Mama Thorpe.
Mama Thorpe. Boop, 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 boop.
Okay.
Mama Thorpe, we're in a fight at the moment in the cake shop between the transmuter wizard, witch, they say, Oshi, and Hush. That started from a cup of tea being turned into a weird sort of stabby implement. So let's crack on, shall we?
So I'm gonna use my short bow.
So you're gonna hide. Are you gonna hide first? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Right. Let's do a stealth roll for hiding.
Come on.
You're gonna be fine, I know, but I need to do it anyway. Yeah. You're okay. Yeah. Hidden.
Okay, here we go. Short bow with sneak attack and advantage, right?
Yes. Oh, brutal. Double 11s.
What's happened?
So it pings past and like chinks off the glass of the window and sort of like hits up and gets stuck in the ceiling and does not hit, I'm afraid. Gutting. Absolute gutting. So that was your bonus to hide. You fired so we could see you, and it didn't hit.
No, still hidden. Haven't you got a perk that if you fire and miss, you're still hidden?
Yeah,
Skulker.
my Skulker.
Great, you're still hidden. So we move through to the transmuter. So they're going to try and move that 15 feet. They're about 5 feet from the door now. Just realised I keep moving it out of frame. There we go. That's better. All right. They're going to turn around. It's not very often I get to do this spell. So I'm going to do it. Do you see this hand sort of come up like this as she begins to build a ginormous fireball?
Great.
We've got the same spell list.
Great.
Okay, let's get dex saves, please.
Oh, she just wanted to go around the back. Oh, she could have sneaked in.
Okay, let's do some dex saves. Looking for 15 on the dex saves.
Bombs?
Oh my word. So, okay. 28 fire damage to Oshi. And 14.
Use your evasion.
You mean my uncanny dodge?
You can use evasion for this one. Which means you'll take half damage.
7th level, I think.
I've only got uncanny dodge.
That's true. My bad.
Yeah, so you get like 28. It's literally, she just goes like this and just fires this fireball, and the whole shop just like rips into an explosion. It's bits of cake fucking falling everywhere. The glass shatters across the counter as this like wooden orb cape rolls on the ground and just like stops this hollow ball. I think you've been kind of pushed backwards as you've been hit, and it's sort of like you're blackened across the face. And Hush, you just about managed to kind of crawl down into a ball as you saw the spell beginning to be formed. As you take 14 fire damage. Wow, I've not had a chance to be able to do that spell. And it's just like flames.
I'm really glad you did.
Everywhere. Alrighty, this shop is now absolutely screwed as we go back to Hush.
For fuck's sake, Bit of crack, eh? All this nonsense. Right.
Promise
Okay,
that you'd look after her. Look what's happened.
Look, honestly, I'm going to tell you what I wanted to happen, just so I can get it out, right?
No point now.
I want to tell you. I want to say where my mind was going, okay? Trip her up, hold her down, icicle above the head. 100 pounds of pressure to pierce the skin, over her neck. Tell us what you want. I've got a high intimidation. Intimidate the shit out of her, knock her out, tie her up, throw her in the thing. You know, sorted. Take the cake, easy peasy. You know, that's what I wanted. Turns out, she's throwing fireballs at us. So you know, more for me, I guess. We're trying to do something cool.
Well, you know, same point. I did tell you that I did show you so many times that she was magic in some way, and I don't think you picked it up.
I was too busy thinking about how awesome my plan was going to be.
Also, think of Joe's headcanon. Women who work in cake shops are the most dangerous people in D&D.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, cool. Yeah, we've got some things coming in. So Mama Thorpe is just giving you some advantage, Oshi. And also, I'm going to say you've got a health potion in your pocket, Oshi.
Oh, one of the poisons is a health potion. Oh, okay. Thank you, Dad.
So I'm going to tick those as complete. Thanks, Mama Thorpe. Thank you, GB Does.
How do I do a health potion again?
I'll pop it in.
1d6. 1d6. Thank you.
2d4 plus something, but I'll just drop it in so you've got it.
Thanks.
Bam!
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay.
It's so much fun when you're baking a cake. Okay. What's it called? Healing potion. Right. That's why. Yeah. Okay. Hush.
Okay. I didn't want to have to do this, but I'm gonna have to do this. Right. Hush is gonna, realizing the rather sticky situation that they're in now. Hush is going to use 2 of his sorcery points to cast Eyes of the Dark. With that, he's going to cast the Darkness spell. It's going to be centered on his watch, we'll say. So it's on him and follows him. With Eyes of the Dark, he can actually see through that darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna use that. Go over. There's no back exit. There's only that secret weird door, is there?
Okay, so you're putting darkness over you guys, the 20 foot around you. Is that the idea? Yep, so you've got that door that's next to the bar. You've got the bar and then the door behind the bar. And I think Oshi's sort of near the door behind the bar.
Door behind the bar.
And then there's a door next to the bar as well.
Okay, he's going to grab the cake. The orb cake.
Mm-hmm. So it's like there's like a wooden bowl that has been like painted to look like a cake, essentially.
Right. Don't grab the cake.
What's a bowl?
I'm
Okay, no, grab it. Go.
Grabbing the cake. And
so you cast in the darkness god, so this goes.
Yeah, I'm all out of ideas. See, this is what happens when I plan things, right? I'm such a gung-ho player. Kick the door down, fuck it, let's see what happens. And then the moment I start planning stuff, it reminds me why I should never plan things. Right, darkness, grab the cake, head over to Oshi and say, we need to get out of here now. Right, done. Fuck yeah, I'm going back to smoking.
So you've got a darkness, you've grabbed hold of it, there's this pool of like shadow that is now kind of inside the whole shop. Oshi, you can't see anything, you're blind at this point. Is there anything else you'd like to do? Because you're by the door, do you want to try the door, try and see if you can open it? Anything like that?
Is this to Oshi?
To Hush.
Yeah, sure. Open the door.
Locked.
Of course it is. Thanks for the offer, Joe. Back to smoking.
information. Like, this means that people aren't wasting turns. It's really important.
I'm here for this tantrum meltdown.
So sassy.
All right, Stephen, back round, top of the round. As we go to Oshi Sotar.
Oshi is. I'm assuming we're now covered in this. So I don't know how long does it last for? Yeah.
It lasts until he turns it off, I think.
Okay, cool. So would you say that we're hidden?
Oh yeah, you're proper hidden, but you're also hidden from each other. So he can see you, you can't see him, even though he's still right next to you.
Can I see?
Imagine if someone just literally put their hands over your eyes. That's kind of what's happened to just complete darkness.
Okay. Can I feel the health potion in my pocket?
Yes, and you can definitely take it.
Thank you. So 2d4 plus
+2, isn't it? Dan, is it +2? 2d4 +2.
2d4 plus 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get six points back.
Great. Good. And now, can I feel around for the door?
And you were stood right next to it, so I'll let you have that for free. You kind of get to the door, and I'm guessing, yeah, you get to the door, you see that it's locked also.
Great. Can I use my thieves' tools to try and unlock it?
Yep, sure. I'm going to do this at disadvantage because you're...
Can I use one of my... No. Can I use my spell?
Yeah, you can. It'll bring it up to a normal roll.
Okay. Is it Dex?
It'll be your sleight of hand. So, yeah, Dex. So, thieves' tools with Dex. Yes, you're right.
Cool. Okay. Come on.
Can't handle another death.
Yeah, Daz is literally watching every stream just to keep us alive, I think.
It's you feel around. You feel it is a real struggle of a lock. It feels like there is other elements at play here. It feels that this could be something to do with magic, as well as a mechanical element. I think you get the mechanical element, but the door is still locked.
Okay. And yeah, that's the end of my turn. Thanks.
Okay, so in the darkness you hear bing, 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 bing. The door opens. You feel a breath of wind, and then silence. You can smell like the edge of cakes burning. As you stand in the sort of like the shadow of the darkness. We're come out of order there.
Oh, she's gone. Oh.
That went exactly as planned.
Oshi trying not to seem like she's too bothered, and also slightly like a little bit let down. Surely Hush is better at this.
Mate.
But she really doesn't want to show it, but she's like, oh, okay. And she starts looking for stuff that she... Oh, no, actually, she wants to get out of there. We've got to go. There's going to be people coming.
Cool. So you go out and you grab his hand and you sort of bump into things as you try and get through the darkness.
Is it still on?
Still on.
As you kind of wander outside. I think. No, it's not that one. Sorry, guys. Not that one. You know when I've just got so many fucking maps, I can't remember which one is which. Is it winter? No. Might be. Let's have a look. Yeah, let's do that one. Yeah. You step outside. In front of you stands 4 Daruga, and a half ogre. And the transmuter is stood with them as well. Let's pop those in. As you can see her turn and like point across. You see the Daruga's got like his whole head is like covered in eyes. and they look as if they were coming to the shop. As you sort of like look up towards them, the Daruga sort of looks over, points over you, Oshi.
Well, the darkness.
Oh yeah, you're in darkness. Yeah, you're
So
right. You're
Oshi
right.
doesn't see any. Oshi doesn't see any of this.
No,
But
Hush,
is
you see
Hush
the
is
lot.
delighted that she doesn't see any of this because he is feeling shit about himself.
As the ogre sort of like pulls out this huge like warhammer like axe and just roars out into the ether. As we're gonna take a little break right there. I always thought this encounter, I was like, okay, they'll find out that there's a code, and then they'll probably go and listen to something, and then they'll probably go and find out what's going on, and then they'll come back here and it'll crack on. It'll be fine. No, time to blow up the shop. But I thought that like,
In fairness, Joe, you blew up the shop.
yeah, I blew up the shop. It's a unicorn situation again, isn't it? You know. I have gutted, Rob, that didn't work. But yes, they are quite a powerful wizard.
You're not gutted.
I am gutted.
It's all control over whether that works or not. It was fully in your hands whether it worked.
Hey, you guys are very, very suspicious. While trying to look at poisons in your hand when you actually fail to do so, you then cast a spell around as magic user. Like, there's loads of things here, and they are now very clearly part of the Xanathar Guild. And you never know. You don't know how important this building is. You have no idea how important this building is, or if it's
Turns
important.
out really, really important. Yeah. Well, they're trying to burn us to the ground, so.
I'm just imagining Oshi like at school trying to look at her phone with those poison things, just like trying to look in her bag.
So I'm sure that this will all go well. I'm sure that everything will be fine. And do join us in about. Oh, actually, we're 9:10. Let's call it a quick 5. And then we'll come back and finish this battle off. All right.
Cool.
Love you guys very much. See you in a bit.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for everybody for sticking with us and coming back for your break. I hope you enjoyed yourself almost as much as Dan did, taking in just like the biggest mouthful of food. What have you got for dinner, Dan? Oh. I knew it when I was about to ask. I was like, this is a really bad idea.
So whose fault is this really?
Yours.
So it is a creamy, truffly mushroom pie with like a twisty phyllo top. It's quite nice.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'm surprised you didn't get it from the first image.
That's true. That is my fault. All right, so let's jump straight in, shall we? Because we're in the middle of a battle, or beginning of a battle, should I say? So let's pop over to the other screen. Here we go. So situation that we're in is outside of the the Orb Confectionery. Thank you. And Hush and Oshi have unfortunately had a failed plan of trying to figure out what this place is about. Managed to sort of almost trip an alarm, shall we say, with this magic transmuter, and have found that they can't get into the back room. They've come out into the alleyway to be confronted with. Hang on, sorry about this. Got a dice sitting in a really annoying place on the screen. Sorry. Give me 1 second. Click. Okay, great. And now they're confronted with 4 Daruga that are covered in sort of eyes across their foreheads, and a large half ogre that's standing in the alleyway.
Great.
Alrighty, so let's all roll initiative then, please. So many initiatives to roll. 1. Let's get into some battles.
Just a heads up for this battle, I am going to rain down hellfire and burn every single spell slot for this battle alone.
Great, that's what I expect. Alright, so this is a different Druga, so I need to do that. Oh, he comes in with a 20. Okay, this is only 20 of the day. Oh, and a 3 on the half ogre. I'm going to say, my lovely friends in the corner, yes, you are over the other side of just at the entranceway to this this alleyway. You are a good distance away, I think. Yeah, at least 50 feet away at the end of the alleyway. Yeah, but you are involved in this battle. All right, so let's find out. Of course.
Don't like Duragar. Remember what happened last time?
I know, right? So, Oshi Sotar, you are completely blinded in the moment. There is absolutely you can't see a thing. I think, Hush, have you given any clue as you stepped out before we hit battle of what you've seen? Have you gasped? Have you said anything?
Fuck.
Okay, Oshi, you know something's wrong.
And also, I've heard the ogre shout, right? And hit the thing down. Right.
So this was actually, Rob, could you put a aura around yourself so we can see what your how much your darkness covers? It should be 20 foot, I think. I have a feeling half of them are in darkness as well, I think.
I think it's actually 15. I'm just going to double check.
Okay.
Yeah, 15.
Okay. There we go. All right, cool. Yeah, so there's a couple of the Druga and they're all in darkness as you stepped out. Okay, cool. So, Oshi, what do you think you'd like to do here?
Oshi is going to now let me think. Snakes smell through their tongue and they feel how far things are away to whichever point is touching. Do you think because she is a UNT pure blood, she can gauge how far things are away from her because her feet are on the ground, and through the vibrations, like snakes, through the vibrations, she can figure out where stuff is?
That's a very specific set of skills in D&D. It's called Tremor Sense, and I don't think you have it. And I like your reasoning, but I just don't think I can kind of get away with it.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. I don't know what she can do apart from go in. Right. She's going to. What would Oshi do? Oshi wants to run.
Okay.
But she doesn't know how to or where. So I don't know what the best way to...
Okay, so you're just going to run in a direction.
Well, how would we do that as like a mechanic for pretending? Like,
I would say probably a perception. I'll take your bonus away if you do a perception, and then you can say which way you're going to go. Use like a bonus action. It's a really naughty rule. Tremor Sense is a little thing I just can't let go, but do a perception check, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Perception.
I'm pretty sure you think that anywhere you go, going 20 feet, you'll get out of this. Mama Thorpe, just so you know, nobody can see anything in that darkness apart from Hush. Hush is the only one who can see anything in that darkness. So yes, can they see them? No. Can't they stay in the cloak of dark? Yes.
So 20. So I wouldn't even run my full speed.
I mean, you can do, but you know that you probably... I think you would know you could get out of this in about 20 feet. I'm trying to kind of leave it up to you where you want to go, but at the same point, it is dark. If you want to, you can roll a d8 and then we'll find out which direction you go.
And so it's a back to the door of the shop?
Yeah, you just come out. You're stood next to... I think Hush was holding you, I think. He kind of led you out. Yeah, so you know that you're stood next to Hush. You've just stepped out of the shop.
I really don't know what to do. This is a nightmare.
You can... I mean, if you wanted to hold something, you could hold your action until you felt somebody was near, but... If you want to get out of this darkness...
I want to get out of the situation. She wants to get out of the situation fully.
Okay.
If she goes back into the shop, she could be cornered, innit? And if she runs, she's not going to get that far past them. Because 20 is not going to take her very far. So... And she's really on her last legs. Like, she knows she's really singed and in a bad way.
Dash it.
Bottom go 60 somewhere.
Go 60 feet.
Okay, yeah. She's gonna dash. She's gonna dash. Okay, I'll roll a... Oh no, there's no such thing as a D2. Is there a D2?
No, but you can roll D2. Just roll any... Roll like a D... If you roll a D... I just write in...
Odds or evens?
Yeah, odds or evens.
Okay, so if it's odds, she's going left. If it's even, she's going right. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Okay, she's going right.
Going right. Okay.
Yeah, and she's dashing up here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And she's out in the darkness, so she can see now, right?
She can see now.
Okay, she's going to go... How many is that? 6 is 30... No, yeah.
Yeah.
7, 8.
You can do this, I think, by going in a diagonal. So I'll show you on your how far you've gone.
Yeah.
So that... Because you can travel diagonally. So... That's 20 foot to there.
Okay, so I could
so
go...
60 foot would take you right up to the guys.
Okay. And sneak... What's down here? What's down here?
Yep, so you just see that there's like a doorway to another house. It's just sort of like sat on the corner.
Okay, she's going to run up all the way up to the team.
Okay.
And be like surprised that she sees them. And I think she ends up here behind them.
Great. Perfect. Surrender. Never. Okay. Let's really go through to the Daruga. Daruga. Great. Great.
We don't have a tank, do we?
No. Actually, it's through this dude. So he's actually going to cast his large on himself as his action. Okay, and then we go through to the other Daruga. The other Daruga can see you guys at the other end, so they're actually going to turn and start moving this way. Q, isn't it? They get 25 feet of movement. So there. And the Daruga are going to... Yeah, I think they're going to chuck a javelin towards you guys over there. There's one each, I think. That's probably the best way of doing it. So, normal size, arranged 30 feet. How far away are they from you guys? Okay, yeah. Okay. The one on Oshi's with disadvantage. So we'll do that first. Oh, okay. 11 doesn't hit Oshi, as the other one throws their javelin towards the kid. Misses, and then I'm going to use my advantage and go towards Trixie. 19, does that hit Trixie?
Yes.
Okay, for 8, as this javelin sort of like sticks into your side, as we move through
Great.
to you, Trixie. Trixie, is now your turn. So you've just seen this Druga come out once they've all chucked their javelins towards you and you're the only one who's been hit.
Shit. Okay. I am going to... Oh, I am so squishy. Oh my god. Okay. What is my range on this? Here. Doesn't say. What's the range on command?
So if you see, there's like a little speech bubble sort of marking next to the spell,
Yeah.
and that will mean it'll go into a chat, and then we can all have a look and figure out.
60 feet. Grand.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to use my Mantle of Majesty as my bonus action.
Yep.
Let me pop that in the thing. DK.
Okay.
So, Trixie, like her hair just starts to like shimmer, and her eyes turn kind of a purpley shimmer, and she's just radiating this aura of intense but like quite dark, unsettling beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Command on beep, beep, beep. The one that is closest to us.
Okay, cool. Do you want to pop command in the chat for us so we can have a good look?
Yep. So I can do that without using a spell slot.
Love Mantle of Majesty.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Want a city with that out feet.
Okay, so we need a wisdom save of 15 to see if they get commanded or not. Okay. Let's have a look. What do they roll? Well, they roll 14, so they fail, and this person is now under your command, which I believe. So look, what does it say? So you can pretty much ask it to
A
whatever you like.
one-word command.
Yep. What would you like it to do?
Run.
Okay. Yep. And I think does it use its turn to do it? Yes.
Yeah, on its turn, it does the thing that you tell it to.
Great. I'm just going to mark it so that I know which one it is.
If only it were 2 words, she definitely would have said "fuck off." But
Yep. There we go. Okay, so it's going to run on its next turn. So that was your bonus and your action. Do you get to use any movement?
so that was my bonus action, so I can cast
Wicked.
as bonus action. And then because that's a what do you call it?
No.
Not a feat, a class thing. Can I still cast a spell
No.
as my action? No.
No.
Okay.
No. You've cast a spell.
Yeah.
Because if you read it, it says
Okay.
this year, but you cast command, so it's casting a spell.
Cool. Just then in that case, I'm going to can I hold my action to attack with my rapier if one of them comes in range?
Yep, sure.
And
You do
otherwise, I'll
cantrips,
stay
right?
where I am.
You can do cantrips, you just can't do spells.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then I've marked your token as concentrating. So if you take any damage, you need to do a con save just to make sure you keep concentrating.
Cool.
I keep hearing a beep, but I don't know where I'm hearing it from. I think it might be me. Maybe I'm beeping. Am I beeping? Maybe I got a
Are you
time
going to
on,
explode, Joe?
Probably.
Warforged.
It's not you. Maybe it's in the music. Oh yeah, it's in the music. You idiot. Huh?
Trying to blame that.
I know, I'm trying to blame Nat 20 and it's not Nat 20's fault. Sorry, Nat 20. We all love you, Nat 20, here at Sabotage DM. See, look at that. Love. Sabotage DM. So, we're going to move through to the Transmuter. The Transmuter is just going to step out of the darkness. And you see that they're skin begins to sort of like turn to stone. As they kind of like begin to kind of harden, as they kind of get themselves a little bit ready for battle. All right, let me go through to the kid.
Okay, so we can't go any further than the top of this map, right?
If you do, I'll say that you have run away from the battle, and you guys have literally just got here. You've come across town and turned up at the right moment.
Okay. The kid's gonna like creep across to here to these, I'm assuming, boxes or crates.
Yep.
And is going to attempt to hide.
Okay, cool. So let's do a stealth check. So let me see who can see you. So the Druga, so see what their passive is. Yeah, it should be fine.
21.
Yeah, you're hidden.
Okay, and hearing, presumably seeing some sort of change for this Daruga being commanded, I'm going to fire at the other one.
Mm-hmm.
With advantage, with some lovely sneak attack.
Lovely.
22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
For 23 damage.
Very nice. Big old hit. Big old hit. Not enough to take it down, but it takes a big old chunk of damage off of it.
And
now
then
now you can see you.
yeah. I think the kid just sort of like makes out like he's done it by mistake and just looks at the Duga and goes, and that's my turn.
Okay, great. Oh, I've got hush twice in here. I've got hush twice in here. I've also got.
It's left over from the previous. But it's 9 is my new one.
Gotcha. Lovely. Oh, so the transmuter has already gone this turn. My apologies, everybody at home. Transmuter has the wrong turn order. But we're through to Hush now. So Hush, you are in complete darkness. However, you can see everything.
Great. What a horrific sight my eyes have witnessed to.
Unfortunately, GP does say don't get few and small because they that doesn't quite fit with their racial features, I'm afraid.
Not a goblin. Wasn't a goblin.
Wasn't a goblin.
Okay. Hush, with his one hand with his cane, other hand, cake. He's glad that no one can see him because he likes people to underestimate him. In a uncharacteristic, especially for his age, burst of agility, he uses feline agility to get himself 50 feet over to here. He's then going to use his bonus action to burn one of his first level spell slots, allowing him to get a sorcery point back again, which brings that up to 3. Then he's going to use his action. If you're gonna throw a fireball at us, his hands begin to swirl. I'm gonna fucking throw a fireball at you. He's gonna put fireball right, I think, right on top of this fucker, which should hit everybody. It's a 20-foot radius.
Yeah, give me a second. I'll drop one down. I'll drop a 20-foot down, and we'll have a look at it. Oh, where is my
20-foot radius is a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
40 foot across.
Let's say red. So circles. 20-foot radius. Bam! Alright, so you wanted it there, or should I get it so it's like that?
I want to ideally hit as many people as possible.
Okay.
Can you go over a bit to the right?
Move it a little bit to the right to see if we can try and squeeze in that other.
Okay, you can't. I don't think you can get both of them. No, it's one or the other. It's either the ogre or it's the Druga.
Let's go ogre then.
Okay. Alrighty, so you're gonna come in with a fireball. Let's put that into the old thing. She can't see you do this, so there's no counter spell gonna happen.
Yep. Good.
And I'm gonna give him
I need a
disadvantage on the dex as well.
On the dex save. Sweet. I need I think it's a 16 dex save.
So, she crits it in with a 20.
But it's a disadvantage, you said, wasn't it?
It is. It's a 14. 14 is not enough. So it goes through to the Daruga. Oh, that's initiative. That is not dex. There we go.
That
one.
Tasty.
Okay, this Daruga is going to come in. No one. Oh, and it comes up with a disadvantage as well. They just fails it. Finally, the half ogre, the big boy. He's got great.
Give you
dex.
disadvantage on this.
It's disadvantage anyway.
Yeah,
Oh,
cool.
is it? Oh, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'll burn it though. No, don't worry about it. So they all fail. So how much do they take? 22.
46, please.
Yeah, so it's
Secrets.
22. You got it up there already.
Great.
Very, very nice. It's a kind of blast in, like exploding everywhere around here. Nearly takes out that one. Oh my god, everybody is like on maybe 2, 3, 4 hit points each. So I'd like you to tell me what this kind of looks like as a spell, because it's a really big one and we don't get to see a fireball very often here sometimes in the
88 points of damage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably too late for me to do this now, but would I be able to use some meta magic to empower that spell and change some of the ones?
I mean, you do. Oh no, you can do that after the. Does it say in the spell you could do it after the thing is?
So when you roll damage for a spell, you spend 1 sorcery point to re-roll a number of the damage dice up to your charisma modifier. You must use the new rolls.
Yeah, I'll allow it on this one.
Sweet. So I'm going to re-roll 3 of the ones.
Yep.
So I'm going to roll 3d6.
Oof. Wowza. Alright, do you tell me what that looks like? For everybody apart from the ogre.
Okay. Even fucking magic bitch. Magic cake
everyone.
bitch.
Magic cake
Fucking
bitch.
Cake bitch.
She would say, actually, no. Yeah, so it's cool. You know what? This is what I said to you, Rob. I said every now and then, like, you sit there, you do your plan, and it doesn't go to work, and then you get really, it doesn't work, and then you're like, this is the moment, my good friend. This is the moment where you kill off 4 creatures, including a half ogre, in one shot. So please, Mr. Rob Thompson, hush. What does this look like?
From the darkness, a very thin and narrow, almost icicle-shaped fireball works its way up and over the heads of these unsuspecting idiots who owned a cake shop in the wrong town. It splits into 4 and then pierces them very thinly through each of their heads, almost like a liquid, a drop from above, with only 100 pounds of pressure being needed to pierce the skin. It slowly and tenderly falls into their skulls, and then from the inside erupts in a fiery inferno, and Cake Bitch's face slams against the wall, now charred and full of regret that she could have had an opportunity to tell me all the information I needed much earlier on without her face being plastered all over the walls of Waterdeep. It slides down, sad. Now a lesson to all DMs, Waterdeep civilians, not to mess with Hush.
Very nice.
Because I went exactly as planned.
Very, very nice. Okay. Just decimated. Okay. So they're all dead. Okay, Oshi, you've got 2. Now you can't see anything. All you saw was the smoke and the explosion. Because in the way of all of this is a big cloud of darkness. Well, nobody can see through. So you just had this big explosion. What you feel is two Daruga try and run past, I will allow all of you, starting in order of as we go up the alleyway, to take opportunity attacks. So I think Hush, you're the first to run up. So I'm just going to run them next to you, so you get a choice of which one you want to attack.
Can I try and trip one instead?
Yeah, so we'll do it as an attack, and it'd be we'll do it as a non-lethal attack. So if you knock them out, you knock them out.
Great.
I guess you want to keep one of them.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to do? So one is
the original plan is still salvageable.
So one has an arrow sticking out of them, which was the one from the kid, and the other one is running because they're told to.
I'll take the arrow one.
Okay, let's do the attack. Oh,
it's an advantage because he can't see me.
Exactly, Dackly. So that one hits.
Yeah!
Rob Thompson, the god. So let's do the damage then, please.
Pass.
Less than 3.
Coming up.
Oh! Yep, so this one falls to the ground as you bonk him on the head. And he goes unconscious. The other one continues running. Okay, so we've got it in order here. So it would be the kid. You have an opportunity to attack.
Okay, is this with advantage because they're coming out of darkness?
No. Because if it was, you would have disadvantage. So it's up to you. Do you want it as normal or do you want it as disadvantage?
That's fair. I don't get it because I've got someone stood next to me and I'm a rogue.
You get a sneak attack because of that.
Okay, sweet. I'll go for that.
Okay.
27 to hit.
Yeah, 27 hits for
23 damage.
Lovely. Still on their feet as they run past Trixie. You have an opportunity to attack.
The kid fucking livid.
Yeah, I'm a stab him.
22. Yep, absolutely hits. For.
Oh, is that going? Okay.
And what does that look like?
As they appear out of the darkness, Trixie was ready to attack already with her rapier, and it just goes straight through their chin, up. As
like
they run onto her.
Very, very nice. So we're gonna come out of the initiative because hey, there's nothing more to kill.
That was a massacre.
It was absolute massacre. So good. Okay. I think it's interesting. I think it might have been the first threat that Oshi's actually ever felt in this entire time that we've been playing Waterdeep Mallrats. Above that time when he died from Daruga. All right. So there's darkness. Are you still holding the darkness? Just so I can get a picture of what happens. So I'm going to go with Rob because actually no one can see anything. So it's all up to you, Rob.
Hush is going to start slowly walking towards the group. And as he starts getting close, he'll actually drop that darkness and he'll go back to his frail frame with just the image of these burning trolls and Egg Bitch and friends behind. I think it's time we left.
Yeah, well, you don't seem to have made yourself very popular.
It's not a popularity contest.
Do we want to ask any questions of our friend over there?
Yeah. I'll leave it to you. I'm not much in a talking mood anymore.
As this like little piece of paper from the fire, like smouldering, just lands on your shoulder. Hush. Burnt edges, sort of slightly smoking away.
I'll take it and look at it.
And on the piece of paper, it says, get you lot over to Grindelgarloth. Hang on, sorry, I want my words messed up. Yeah, over at Midshore. She'll kit you out and get you ready for tomorrow's gladiator fight. Do this and do it well. Gnarl Zimbrandaz. Which I think you know, Trixie, that name. It's one of the lieutenants.
Yes. Cool.
Now, you don't know if it's done before or after. Because they didn't get to hit, so you have not checked their weaponry at all. But you know now where you may need to go next.
So what was that? So get you lot over to Grindelgarloth.
Grindelgarloth at Midshore, and get your equipment, get kitted up for tomorrow's gladiator fight.
And get kitted up for tomorrow's gladiator fight.
And Oshi, you have another piece of paper. It's written in here, so I'm going to have to do it. Written on the piece of paper. It's written in crayon, as if it's like a big hand. And it says, such a rubbish one. It says, Orb confectioners say 8 small eyes around the cake. And it's written in like bad English, like it's done by a big half orc hand or half ogre hand. Okay, so then we've got this Druga on the ground. As
everyone's like looking at the papers, the kid has taken Hush's note to the letter, and as you look round, he's just sort of stood over him with the wrench in its mouth, and he's just sort of stood with 2 hands, and it's like, what do we want to know?
This is like, he's passed out. He's completely passed out. He's going to be out for a number of hours yet. So unless you want to wake him up with some sort of magic.
It might not be particularly useful then.
Take him.
Can I search him?
Yes, of course you can. You have to do some searching?
Yeah.
Alrighty. So you do some searching and you find... Let's roll on. Okay, you find a potion of healing.
Yeah.
You find a potion of greater healing.
Ooh.
And you find a +1. +1 rapier, because that's useful to like most of the party. So it's a healing potion, a greater healing potion. Imagine that you searched everybody in this moment. Do you know what I mean? You just went around and just checked everyone. So it's a great healing potion, greater healing potion, and a +1 rapier.
Okay, so I think the kids...
And I'll give you one more thing actually, which is like a schedule, like a timetable, of like it's just like Xanathar celebrations, and it's like every 2 days there is a gladiator fight marked like on his like little calendar. He's got like file of facts in his pocket.
I think the kid's got hold of it and is just dutifully waiting with this wrench up in the roof of the mouth, just waiting for orders.
If I wanted to wake him up, like, what would healing him?
Yeah, healing him would do it.
Yeah.
Any sort of magical means would do it. You kind of knocked him out at the moment. Pretty much he was unconscious, like from the hit from Hush, but he did it like non-violent. What's the word? Non-deadly.
Non-lethal.
Non-lethally.
Non-lethally. Lethalessly.
Lethalessly.
Okay. So I'm gonna first go to the kid, and I'm gonna take out my lyre and just play a little tune for the kid and give him bardic inspiration.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna do a cure wounds on the old thingo. Here we go.
Great.
Cast just at first level.
Ooh, healing pretty much like wakes up and it's like it's like sound of the metal like clunking against his teeth. And he kind of looks around and sees the devastation around him.
What do we want to know?
Hush looks over to Oshi.
Oshi's leant on the wall, tapping her foot. Like, it's obvious she's impatient. She wants to leave here. She does. Yep.
What was the cake shop being used for?
Walk off.
Kill him.
Take a tooth. Oh, kill him. +1 rapier out straight through the back of the neck.
Okay.
Oh.
So he's prone, so you get this advantage. He's got 10 hit points. He's got to beat 10. Yep, that hits.
25.
His head
Sweet.
comes
Really glad I burnt that spell slot. Waking him up, guys. Thanks. That was
Yep. Well, I'm back to being rash and impulsive. So.
So it's just literally goes straight down. I imagine it also because if you were here anyway with the mouth, it's just like down the mouth, like swallow the sword. Yeah. As we kind of leave with this like sword coming up, this rapier coming up, and the tip of it just like drenched in blood. As we follow the kind of like as it flicks up into the air, we follow it kind of spin into the air itself, then drop down onto the dusty floor. As we fade through down into black. Oh, yeah, I do enjoy it when people capture people and then murder them afterwards. It's one of my favourite things. Okay, well done, everybody. Another clue has been what's the word I'm looking for? When you fix like I don't know, a TV with a hammer, it's like one of those sort of situations.
Percussive maintenance.
There
That's
you
called
go.
percussive maintenance.
But you do now have your next location that you think you might need to go towards. You do now know the code for the orb, the destroyed orb confectionery, which is now gone. It's such a joy. There's so much joy that's now been taken away from this neighborhood. You know, come back here 2 years from now, and it was going to be like destroyed. This place, hope destroyed, gone.
Fucking hate Waterdeep.
But then in 4 years' time, it'll be gentrified as fuck.
Exactly. So, bad always.
Cake bitches.
It'll be a wax shop. You know, it'll be a wax shop for sure. So now you know you need to kind of make your way over to Mitchell. You know about these kind of gladiator fights. As a possible, there's something in that. I'm going to leave that open to you guys, but I think you know that there could be a way in through one of these. Better be a wax shop, yes, of course does. Can we make your way into one of these, a way to get into one of these fights, or maybe even can you sneak your way in as an spectator? It could also be a possibility here, but at least you know where you need to go next. I think you're fairly close to getting in and starting to cause some trouble. I'm going to put a small hint out there, which is Trixie and the kid. There might be some dressing up to do with these two. Just saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say yes. definitely need to swing by Trixie's wardrobe at some point.
Okay, I'm going to say that, Trixie, you do notice that most of them have eye tattoos all over their skins. And I think I'm going to leave that to you. So they're all covered. They've got eyes somewhere. Because I know that's part of something you have where you can look at things and possibly lose how people look and things like this. So I'm saying that I imagine you're always looking at bodies.
Yes.
And kind of just put it in my brain that you're looking at it all the
Oh,
time.
Trixie's always looking at bodies.
Lovely. Well, I'm hoping that you guys had fun. I think there was something about something that you needed to say about Evie, Dan.
Oh yeah. Here it is. Completely forgot about that. Before we go, the lovely Evie James.
Before you start, Red Panda
Go on.
Gamer. Yes, you're really late this time. I did this morning. I was watching the Eldritch Scribe, which is another great channel. They're on 12 o'clock on Monday. They're starting a new adventure next week. A really good thing for an afternoon before your Mallrats Monday. And I did exactly the same thing as this. I turned up in the last 5 minutes, and it was gutted. So I feel you, Red Panda, but I'm so glad you're here. We love you very much. Sorry, Dan.
No, and you're here just in time for Evie James's announcement. So Evie has asked me to read this. Like Disney, like RuPaul's Snatch Game, like matchmaking shows, like drag excellence, well then you must come to Disney's Snatch Game of Love at the Two Brewers in Clapham on Thursday the 10th of February at 7:30. What is it, you ask? There is more. We'll think Blankety Blank played by a host of parody Disney characters who are being played by drag kings and queens. We have improv, we have comedy, we have songs, dances, death drops, lip syncs, but we can only have one crown. Evie, man. Our very own Evie James will be taking part in none other as the evil Claude Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame to try and woo her judges and snatch that crown. The evening is for Wandsworth Oasis, a local charity raising money for HIV support and awareness and prevention, with a host of stunning drag kings, queens, queerness, joy, charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. You do not want to miss out. Post the link.
Nice. Obviously.
Obviously.
So much, obviously.
And in all fairness, I saw clips of when Evie did the last Disney Snatch
Yeah, me
Game.
too. It looks so good.
And she was phenomenal. I'm gutted. I had tickets, but I can't go. I'm gutted. I'm not going to get a chance to be there. So go support Evie if you can.
Yeah, we all love Evie James. She is great and stuff and ting. So, thank you so much to you guys. Is there anything that you guys want to push? Anything you can watch? You guys doing anything? No. Okay, well, in that case, come back next week and see us see Dan and the rest of the Arcane Ward crew take on the Elder Brain Dragon here on TPK. Took part in Knockout Fight 9. We're nearly going to get to Fight 10. We're going to do something special for Fight 10, haven't we? That means something else in D&D. That means we have to stop talking.
That's what I meant, Joe. Stop talking.
Thank you very much for watching. If you want to see more fireballs, come back again on Monday. On Mondays, this is not usually my job to do this bit. So love you all dearly, and fuck off.
Bye.